Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Good morning, DFW, and we've got a jam-packed show today. We're going to be talking about everything from an inspiring American dream story to boosting profits for your business, but we're going to start with healthcare cyber fraud and other information fraud. My guest right now is Jim LaRoe. He is the CEO of Symphion, Inc. here in Dallas. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jeff, for having me.
Well, tell us more about Symphion and how you guys help businesses.
Well, what we do is we provide solutions that are called information as a service solutions, and those are designed to provide the business decision makers operating large healthcare systems with the information they need as a service to help them address expense, security risk, and improving patient care.
And I know we were talking off the air that in terms of cyber crimes, kind of the holy grail is medical data.
Exactly. It's in the forefront of every healthcare executive's mind right now because of some of the recent events that have happened. For instance, the Hollywood Presbyterian ransomware incident a few weeks ago where the whole hospital was shut down by some criminals that attacked the hospital with some what you call ransomware.
Let's go deeper on that. Ransomware, sometimes they're saying, if you will pay us X amount in Bitcoins, we'll release this data to you and essentially holding them hostage.
Exactly. That's just one component of the cybersecurity risks that all these leaders are facing. They're facing not only that sort of sabotage type risk, but also actually the theft of the medical records, the medical data of the patients, which oftentimes includes, it's called, the technical term for it is protected health information, and it includes their name, like things like their driver's license, date of birth, social security number, the mother's maiden name, things that you could use to steal information from them and commit medical fraud. And some of the metrics that are out right now, we were just at the HIMSS conference, which is the Information Technology Conference for Healthcare. About 50,000 professionals were at that, and Michael Dell was the keynote speaker at the beginning of the session. He said that on the black market, one medical record is worth $363. And there are metrics out there that it's worth even more, that they're worth even more than that. So it's a lucrative business for thieves to attack these institutions.
Would you say as a whole the medical industry is kind of behind the curve when it comes to protecting their data? Like the banks, have been at the forefront for years, and hospitals and doctors' offices are just playing catch up?
Well, the banks or financial institutions are definitely at the forefront. And have been for a while, and there are standards that address those, and including like payment card information, where the banks got together and developed a data security standard. Healthcare is focused on patient care, making sure people are treated and their well-being is the first and forefront thought for them. So yes, they're a little bit behind, but they're catching up fast.
And one of the things that I think everybody forgets is that in this connected world, that even your printer or scanner can be hacked.
Oh, exactly. That's one of the things I want to talk to you about this morning is that the imaging devices, and our customers are dealing with fleets of hundreds, if not thousands of them in large hospital systems, and they're a hidden risk that is typically not addressed in most cybersecurity plans, and they represent and I can go into more detail about it, but they represent an open door to the interior of most healthcare systems, their technology systems.
Well, without getting too far down in the weeds and too technical, is it basically there's kind of like a default setting, and if they're not changing the password on their printer, they can be hacked?
Well, it's a lot more than that, Jeff. These the large devices that you see, like I walked through the studio here and I saw a dozen at least of those devices that were standing still out in the middle of the floor. Each one of those is a complex computing device, just like your desktop or a server with the operating system from Microsoft on it. And they're able to email, They're able to scan and email things. They all have hard drives where they store information. They have the capability to automatically upload, download software updates. They're all hanging on the internet. They're all out there on the internet and accessible. So they're very, very complex devices. So it's a lot more than just the password settings. They all have a multitude of different settings that the manufacturers design into them to make them capable of being secured, depending upon the user's needs.
And so when the bad guys get into the scanner or printer, are they looking for images that are stored there, or is that just the gateway to get to your computer system as a whole?
Very astute question. Both. They're looking for, depending, I'm not in the mind of the criminals, but they pose a hidden door type risk to the interior of the information technology network. They also pose a risk of storing the information on the hard drive. For instance, one of there's the Office of Civil Rights is charged with auditing healthcare providers throughout the country, and one of the stiffest sanctions was levied against a hospital called the Affinity System for repurposing used multifunction devices that were leased, and they sent them out, and they had not been wiped from their disk drives, and they had protected health information about patients on them. So They were fined pretty significantly for that. Most of these devices have an overwrite capability that immediately wipes out the information on them. Some of them have the capability to be encrypted, so the data is not readily available for someone. There are password protections. There are a multitude of things that can be done to these devices to protect them from not only opening the doorway to the enterprise, but also from being repositories of information as well.
So if a hospital is getting rid of some old technology and they just throw it in the dumpster without wiping it or securing it in some way, they've just really given away the keys to the castle, haven't they?
Well, that's one way, of course. Yes, exactly.
So tell us more about what your company does. How does Symphion come in and provide a solution?
Well, what we do is we have a set of solutions that we call information as a service solutions, and one of those addresses the print. The solutions are a combination of cutting edge technology that we manufacture, dedicated professional services, and a delivery process that's ongoing and repetitive to provide the customer information that they need to not only identify the risk, but to address it as well.
And if a hospital or doctor's office is not securing its data, it could be sued, could it not?
Well, that's the tip of the iceberg, really. The regulatory, the part that you see that everyone's talking about right now really is the penalization by the federal government. That's the tip of the iceberg that you see coming out of the water. Below that space are lawsuits from patients whose records were compromised. Then there's the cost of the legal fees. There are costs of notifying people in the case of a breach. What's a stamp cost nowadays? 49 cents. I mean, you've got to reach out. If you're reaching out to 1 million people, that's a whole lot of money. You've got legal fees associated with that. And then the most significant damage is the brand damage.
Absolutely.
Hollywood Presbyterian is in the middle of that situation right now because their whole hospital was locked up from not being able to operate.
My guest right now, Jim LaRoe. He's the CEO of Symphion, Inc. here in Dallas. You just started a major partnership with Ricoh. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we did. We're very pleased to be global partners with Ricoh. They are one of the leaders in the print imaging industry, and they've chosen us as their strategic partner. We were showcased at their HIMSS booth this year with their customers and many different people in the industry, including folks in the press. We're very pleased to be focused on their healthcare customers, and they're offering their customers not only the security component that we're talking about now, but all the other things that we do to help them manage their print fleets and manage their print service. We're talking about large-scale customers from hundreds to thousands of devices.
Let's talk about the evolution of your company. Did it start in the security space, or did it evolve into
We
this?
did not. We started in the services space. And because of that start in the services space, our solutions called Information as a Service, we've designed them to provide the most value to the customer, where we offer fixed-fee solutions that include implementation, licensing of the software, and ongoing services fee as a fixed fee for customers, where we're able to offer them huge value. And it's all delivered remotely by our teams. We call them concierges, just like the concierge at the five-star hotel. You call us, they deliver the information to the decision makers. They don't have to allocate full-time employees, no projects, no software to install on the target assets that we're reporting on. We built that value from our services beginnings, and then we had an opportunity with a customer where we developed technologies to scan the information technology assets in people's enterprises and report on those to the decision makers. That's how we got into this.
And so how many years ago did you move into the cybersecurity space?
Really, 2 to 3 years ago. It's really comes from the discipline of enterprise architecture, which we've been in that business since 2000 and the year 2000. In 2005, we developed our first technologies. We have 6 cutting-edge technologies now to deliver 3 services to customers to help them have essential information for them to make decisions and address not only the risk but also the cost reductions and to operate better.
In most large hospitals, they've got an IT department. Don't the folks in the IT department know this stuff already, or why do they need to partner with a company like yours?
They know it, but it has it's usually in disparate silos. The information is usually not available. In particular, in our print info, we have 3 services like chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, and Neapolitan ice cream. We have print, compliance, and the information technology as a service, information as a service. In the print space, we have some cutting-edge things that no one else is doing in our monitoring, our 24/7, 365 monitoring, our service level reporting, and our security offerings that we do that they just don't have. And specifically with the cybersecurity, these are hidden risks that they're not including in their cybersecurity plans. And another area that we have with respect to that is for the most prevalent IT asset, which is the Windows computing device, the computers, laptops, and servers, which usually is in the thousands for just an average hospital.
Well, you seem to be really an innovator, and I know if you're doing vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry right now, you're always creating another flavor. Where do you see this going?
Well, we have some of the smartest people in the country working in our company, and we're focused on innovation. We're focused on service to customers and listening to what customers need. One of the areas that we're headed into with our compliance information as a service is not only the focusing on the Windows computing devices and these hidden devices, the imaging devices that are out there in the thousands, but also a full specification. We're working with partners in the space of security audit for the whole enterprise. We already have the capability. We're just bundling it together and packaging it for customers where they have an ongoing, constant risk assessment of their IT enterprise and the information that they need to identify and address the risk.
Jim, I'd like to get your thoughts on the standoff between Apple and the FBI. And I know that, everybody in the security industry is probably watching this and seeing how this plays out. What's your personal opinion?
Well, I haven't really weighed in on that, Jeff. I understand there's a freedom of speech type privacy concern and a need for Homeland Security type information. The Department of Homeland Security, where we touch them, is in our compliance information as a service. We have a service that offers that level of investigation into customers' computing devices that they offer or they require and mandate for all their installations. But as far as I haven't really weighed in on that issue, Jeff. You caught me by surprise on that.
All right, I won't put you on the spot, but it is one of those. It's one of those great debates that I think everybody in your industry is watching to see how this will play out.
The need for information versus the privacy of the individual. Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, we're just kind of winding down this segment. How do people get a hold of you?
Come to our website, Symphion.com, Symphion.com, or call us at 214-522-4000.
Thank you so much. Jim LaRoe, the CEO of Symphion.com.
Thanks very much, Jeff.
Thanks so much. When we come back, enjoying the American dream from someone who came to this country with very little knowledge of how America works, but she's been a great success. That's just ahead on The Jeff Crilley Show.
More of The Jeff Crilley Show coming up.